Greetings, this is Erodo Jumbo. In this tutorial, we will create the Android Camera 2 API, upload photo. It will be all programmed in Java. Before we begin, quick reminder that every day I host a live stream. So you visit ojumbo.com, you go to the watch menu, then the live sub menu, you can see the current topic for this live stream is called Java Camera 2 Upload Photo Android development. The channel it's going to be on, and the date and time, and these are topics for future live streams. Each of those articles is going to have a little snippet at the top. It tell you the exact day, the time. It's always going to be Eastern time, and you're free to ask any programming related topics to this channel here. There's a link. You just click on it. You log in, and then you'll be able to have any requests live. I'll be able to answer them. If you don't want to do that, you can simply watch the video. You can also, the video is also embedded here, so I'll scroll down and you can watch the video. I'll show you that in a second. Let's go back to this article. So the Camera2 API was introduced on Android API level 21, corresponding to Android Lollipop. The Camera2 API introduced new features to control, capture, and manipulate captured images. So that's exactly what we want to do. It offers developers more control over the camera hardware, allowing fine-grained adjustments such as shutter speed, autofocus, raw capture. You can click this link here to take you to the Camera2 API reference. So as you can see here, there's a lot of things you can do with it. One of them, which I will explore in the future, is this capture section. So basically, you can capture the camera without having it preview. But for this tutorial, we're going to actually get the preview. So the reason I'll explain this further more down in the article, why that interests me, in that so in this tutorial, as I said, is the camera will be taken and placed on the texture view. Then we'll save a photo onto the Android device, and then we'll upload that same photo. As I said, this is part of the ongoing camera webcam app series. So one of the problems is most of those samples found in documentation did not work in Android Studio. Instead, a trial and error was required. So this is a native Java Android application, not the HTML5 application that runs in a web browser. So Java is cross-platform, high level, general purpose, memory safe, object-oriented programming language. So you might be wondering what happened to the HTML5 application. That's still there. The problem with the HTML5 application, because it ran in the web browser, is that it used a lot of resources, basically the battery life. Remember, I'm using an old phone for the webcam. So the old phone already, the battery is already, well swelled up and everything. So now it's just going to be abused, because for this HTML5 application, the web browser has to be visible. It can't run in the background. It has to be visible all the time. So that's one of the problems. It uses a lot of resources. Now, the native Java application, even on the texture view, it uses less resources, so less battery life. From just simply my tests, when I ran this, it used about 40% less than the HTML5 application. And the crazy thing about the Java application, you can also get it to run in the background, so it will still be taking pictures if something comes up. And there's one annoyance though, because it's connected to the Google Play Store, or I guess Google itself. Whenever I have to do some silly two-factor authentication, it goes to all the devices. I find that really annoying. I wish there's a device you could pick and say, don't send it to this one. That was really annoying. Because obviously for this one, because I'm uploading it, I need to have it on the internet, or at least my network, which is really annoying. The other thing is, as I said in a future tutorial, what we'll do is instead of using the texture view, we'll just capture the photos in the background and send them. So that way it will use even less power. Well, my ultimate goal is to find a way to have it just work with the screen off. I think, as I said, I think this one should work with the just working in the background, which HTML5 applications could not do. I don't mind even if it works in the browser, but there's no way to get it to just continuously work in a browser, meaning that the app has to be like visible all the time. The screen has to be on, so that drains the battery way more than I would like. And you also need an SSL certificate. For some reason on the Google Android, anything that connects to any HTTP request, whether that's put, get, patch, post, they all need an SSL certificate. So I did create a dedicated article on how to generate Android self-signed certificates using OpenSSL. So we're not going to generate them already self-generated. You can just click this article and you can go and read it yourself. You see that's here. It's actually created, it was created this year, so not too long ago. So you can go and read it, and I'll show you how to generate everything here, the folder and etc. So in the future tutorial, I already tested this with the HTML5 application where I used WebSockets. So I will probably use WebSockets in the future instead, because I need this also for PHP. So I found out that WebSockets, you don't actually need, it doesn't have to be secure. As long as the server itself is secure, it can grab the certificate there if it needs it. So that would be fantastic. So that means you don't have to put this in on the Android device. Anyway, so for the requirements for this one, obviously you need some type of connection. I'm going to use Wi-Fi. Most mobile phones do have Wi-Fi. Some of them you might have to maybe get an adapter. So I'm going to use Wi-Fi because the purpose of this this phone is to put it outside near the chicken coop or something like that. So Wi-Fi will be, you can do wire, but I'm going to do Wi-Fi. And if you don't know any of these protocols or what an HTTPS, SSL, I have them in the glossary here. For example, an SSL certificate is digital security that authenticates our website's identity, enables an encrypted connection between the web server and the browser. And this is a certificate authority. ADB stands for Android Debug Bridge, API, UI, text review, file. The glossary is here. Everything's here for you. So these are the Android devices I have. I have a Sony Xperia X1 that's came out in 2017. I actually got it in January 2018, Ultra. And I have this is my daily driver, Samsung Galaxy S21 FE F5G. And I also sometimes, if I can't connect to this, I do use the Android emulator. It's Medium Phone API 36. And you can see all the descriptions here. And the reason I'm using this is because I ultimately want to, I do have solar panels. I haven't connected them yet. Maybe that will be a future video. So you can see the draw is very low. So I can just basically have one, maybe 100-watt solar panel, which is probably way too much. But that will be enough to charge them up. So whether it's night, day, they'll continuously work. And of course, without going without saying, although this is for the chicken webcam, you can also use this as a camera. You can, or even a webcam. I've actually, in other videos, I actually used these phones as a microphone, so that works as well. And this is the code to upload the video. Upload the photo. You can also take videos. And the Android SDK tools can be downloaded from this link here. Just click it. You can download it. The OpenSSL, you can download the library from this link as well. Just open it up. So here the explanation of what we're doing today. So basically, you need to generate a SSL certificate. Make sure it's in the PEM format, especially for older devices. Then you add it to the raw folder in the Android project. If you don't have one, you can just simply create it. And then you can generate the XML file, network security. Any name doesn't matter. And then the layout file, I'm going to use this. I'm going to add the button and text review there. And then you can generate the permissions. Obviously, you need the camera permission. You need permissions to write, and you need the internet permissions. And then this is the Android code. So here we go. And this is the folder where the file will be uploaded to. I'm going to use PHP again, but I said in the future I'll probably use WebSockets, and I'll probably use Node.js because that seems to be very popular. And as you can see here, this is what the sample would be like. And remember, I promised there's a video. So this video is the one, it's an embedded video, it's live. I'll play it right now. You can see PHP again, but I said in the future I'll probably use, so it's actually a live video as you just saw there. What else is here? So everything I'm doing or using today is all open source. So for example, OpenSSL is licensed under the Apache license 2. That's a permissive license. Sterno, that's because PHP built-in web server doesn't have SSL functionality. So I use Sterno, which is a proxy that will enable me to have SSL. That's released under the GNU public license, GPL version 2 or later, with the OpenSSL exception. I'll explain this in the upcoming GPL license tutorial. The PHP license is one for the PHP scripting language, that's permissive. OpenJDK is released under the GPL version 2, that's copyleft. Android itself is licensed under the Apache license version 2 for the user space software, and the GPL version 2 or later for the Linux kernel. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get started. So I'm going to show you the folder where, and I'll explain this, but I want to start up Android Studio because it does take a while to get going. So I'm opening it up. So with Android Studio loading, so as you can see here, I created, oh, wow, that was, I am blown away. Oh, no, because I have to start the project. I think that's when it gets slow. So we're going to start a new project. I'm going to use, I think empty views allows me to choose Java. Yes, it does. So I'm going to change this one. I'm going to call it Java upload. Okay. Who is sending me a message? So while that's taking a while, yeah, so it's loading in, oh, I got 2 messages. All right, one is from a customer. I'll talk to you later. Okay, so while this is loading, as you can see here, it's taking its sweet time loading. I'll just leave that there so we can see, and I'll explain what's going on here. Okay, so this is a certificate authority, and this is the key, private key, and then so what else is there? And then I created a save JPEG PHP. So what will happen is when we take the photo, we'll convert it to JPEG, and then we upload it. So this PHP file will then grab it. Actually, I should, and then it will save it as image.jpg, and then you could create your own viewer to grab this image. The name is always the same, so it's just image.jpg. And of course, what I need to do is I need to start the external. Actually, let me go to the command line here, and I can show you what's going on very quickly. I need to clean this up. Okay, so if you want to see my external configuration, I'll just cut it. And you can see, so it uses the local IP address. You see it uses port 8443, and the PHP will be started on this port number 8000, and this is the key it's going to use, and this is a certificate, and this is the central certificate authority file. Okay, now so what I do is external, and then the specific config file, and then ampersand PHP. Actually, first thing you should make sure is make sure my IP hasn't changed. I think it hasn't changed. Yeah, it's still 130, so that's great. So external.config ampersand PHP. I think I already forgot. I think it was 168.1.230, and we want 8000. So the PHP server, you can see my PHP version is 8.4, the development server, so it's here. So the server has started, and so I can just minimize this or make it smaller. So so the server, this means that the external is also working, so at port 8443. So with that out of the way, let's go here. Oh, oops. This should actually be, maybe I'll make it halfway, because I have to, what did I just do there? Let's split things up. Get this out of the way. This is the one we want. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the res folder here. We need to create a new folder. So just go new, resource directory, and the resource type, we're going to change it to raw. Okay, so the raw here, we need to get the PEM key. So this PEM file, and what's the other PEM file? Why can't I see? Oh, here it is, this one, the certificate and the certificate authority. So drag them into the raw folder. Okay. So as you can see, it has it has both of them in there. The other thing I need to do is I need to create a network certificate, sorry, a network security configuration. That's in this one. The you see right now it has a backup rules and data abstraction. So we go here, right click, click new, XML resource file, and we're going to call it network security config. We don't need this anymore. And this one I'll just take it out of the way for now because we have some stuff to do. So you can use the GUI, but it's just easier to go to the what is it? What do you call this? It's easier just to go here. If I remember correctly, there was a way to. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's the opposite way. That's why. Okay, this is the opposite way. I was using the mouse wheel; it wasn't working. Okay, so with this, make this a little bit. There we go. So you should be able to see all that. So just to save some time, I'll just explain. I've done this before so many times. If you guys are coming back, you've seen this so many times. So this is the network security config. And the base config, you see it gets this. I want the certificates for the system and for the user. And then the domain config, I'm using my IP address. So that's the trick. This is local. So if you don't have a domain, you can just use your the IP address. Now, in I think it was Android 11 and up, they finally allowed us to use like .dev, .local on the network. So that worked. But remember, on other devices like the one I'm going to use, it doesn't do that. So that's why I have to use this IP address. And maybe you have an IP address that's remote. It could be on maybe a cloud or whatever. You might not have a domain, so you can just simply use the IP address. So that's how you do that, and you give your certificates. So these certificates are only if you are you're self-signed. Like for example, my local network, I can't connect to the internet. If I could connect to the internet, I mean, if this was on a remote server, yeah, I would definitely get something like Let's Encrypt, but this one doesn't. So that's why we're doing that. And you just need to the trust anchors. You put the certificate and they're in the raw folder. Okay. So raw is basically meant for things that don't change at all. They are as is. They won't be tweaked. But you can basically put it anywhere you want in there. So okay, with that saved, let's move on. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to go to our layout. We already have an activity main here. Again, you can use the GUI, but it's just easier to do this. So there's a text view. I don't need that, and it's using a constraint layout widget. I don't need that as well. So I'll use my own. I'm going to use a relative layout. So as you can see, I make everything match parent, and the texture view I wrap to the content, and the button I call it take picture. It's called button here, but I don't know. I'll rename it to record. Record, and yeah. So that's it. Just you need the IDs because we're going to target this. Now you could do all this dynamically. I'm doing well. Thanks. Mavado. I hope I said that right. Okay, so here we go. This is our activity main. Now we're going to check our manifests. So this is our manifest file. I'm going to zoom in. Now that I know the mouse is backwards, I have to zoom up instead. Okay, so with all this, everything here is fine. We just need to add some permissions, as I was saying. So I'll show you all those permissions we need to add. So as you can see here, you need to use the internet, even though it's a local network. We're gonna get the camera. The reason it's any is because some cameras, believe it or not, only have one camera. So so that's why we say any. Some cameras, like my daily device, has 4 cameras. So that's why any. We don't know which one it will be. And then we need the camera permission. We also need to write storage, and we need this SDK28 max because, again, order devices, which is this device for, you need to have that. And then the read storage and manage storage and scoped storage. This is mandatory. Make a video recording, sir? Yes, I am. Yes, the live video will be available when I finish this recording. Okay. What else? Then we need something in here in the application part. We need to tell it that we need to tell it that we need to tell it that we need to tell it to use the we need to tell it to use the network security config. Remember that file we created in our XML, this one here. We need to tell it to use it. And this one to request legacy external storage. This one is also needed because for legacy older devices. If you have a new device, it won't be needed. So that's it for our application. You see here the activity. It's going to use the main activity. That's perfectly fine. So I save this. Make sure I save this. And the activity main. So now we can go to our main Java here. Wow, the time is going really fast. So what I'll do is, actually, I think I'll just copy paste everything and I'll go through it. It'll be easier. Yeah, I don't want this to be too long, so I'll just delete that. Paste, and I'll explain, because this is exactly the same as previous tutorials. So so in our activity main, I'm using the app compact activity. Actually, let me zoom in here so you guys can see. There we go. And you see the name is Chicken Webcam. Hello. Hi guys. Thanks for joining the live stream. So as you can see here, I also created a variable for the button. Remember from our activity, activity main, and then the texture view. Those are the IDs. So if you don't know where those are the ones here. You see this one, button, I take picture, and this one is texture. That's where they're coming from. Then what I do is I create a another variable for the sparse int array. This will be for the orientations, because remember, nope. All Canadian. Why do you ask? Oh, come on. Somebody wanted to know if I'm Indian. Well, that's true. Originally from East Africa. There we go. The last name gives it away. All right. I'm surprised you guys think I'm from India when my last name is Ojambo. That's like such an African name. It's like, are there people called Ojambo in India? I'll be surprised. Oh, don't surprise me these days. Anyway, so these are the orientations for the camera. See, 90 degrees, 0, 270, and 180. This is for the camera ID. Remember, there's several Really? I sound Indian? No way. I mean, I do have Indian friends, but I'm definitely not Indian. That is weird. That is really strange. Okay, I'm really surprised. Anyway, so we have the camera capture session, capture request, the builder, size, image reader, the file, and these are the handlers. So with the photo handler here, we have the texture view. So basically what we're going to do is when you click on the oh my god, I come, you guys are hilarious. Hey, by the way, I'm a he. I don't know. Do I sound like a girl? Seriously? Do I sound like a female? I think you guys are just trolling me. I think you guys are just trolling. Come on. Okay, you guys are hilarious. Anyways, you guys are distracting me here. Okay, let's continue. So when you click on the button, what it's going to do is it's going to go to the photo handler, and it's going to change the text from remember it's set to record. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, all right. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, I'm sorry. I no, I thought. But how can you tell? How can you tell that somebody is female by sound? Okay, you guys are totally. Oh, you're too hilarious. Oh, South Sudan. Okay, that's fine. My mother was from Tanzania and my dad's from Uganda. There you go. So Sudan is yeah. Isn't Sudan north of Uganda, if I'm correct? Yeah, I think Sudan is north of Uganda, if I remember my geography. Okay, back here. Where was I? Right. So then, if you click the button again, then it will stop, and then it will change it from recording to record. And then here, this is where we get the permissions. So after we get the permissions, we open the camera, and we're not going to do anything here like resizing. We'll just leave it as well, because usually on a mobile device, there's no need to worry about resizing anything. Okay, I got it. 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 Okay, you guys can communicate while I finish up here. And then, so when the camera is opened, we set it to the camera view. So we create a method called create camera view preview. And then also if sometimes if the camera if the camera is in the background, you want to be able to restart it again. So that's why we have another capture callback here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put it in threads. So this is the one that takes the photo. So we check to make sure it's not now, maybe the camera device is actually open. So we set some sizes for it. And this is why we had that, we created that variable to hold the sizes. So as you can see, we're going to use JPEGs. We can scale it down if we wish. And then we grab the image reader because we want to save this image. The reason I'm saving the image is because sometimes sometimes if the network is lost, I wanted to at least save a photo so I know that the app is still working, and the problem is with the network, not with the application of the server. So here I created an image folder, and put the file will be called pic. Just make it as simple as possible. Sure. All right. I'm actually thinking of putting my mugshot so you guys can see. So I might do that in the future. The reason I don't is because I'm in a rural area and I do use satellite internet. So I'm worried that if it's too many resources, because sometimes when I do like with OBS and obviously something like Android Studio, it it uses too many resources. But I might put it a webcam. I'm actually thinking of getting a better microphone, so I might do that in the future. Okay. So So we got the image reader here. We put the what do we call it here? Yeah, so we get the buffer, put it in Java, and then we save it. So this save is the one that will actually save it inside the folder we created earlier. And then we have the upload. So if you remember, oh, this one is actually wrong. This should be 230. And you see it goes to the secure one, 8443, and save jpeg.php file. That's how it is. So we're doing a post, and then the content type is octostream, because that means it's a binary file. And then after that, this is how you open and close. So, and then we get the response. It will be, we just output the response. It's just going to be a text file. I'll show you the Java, the PHP file later. So this is the save. This just saves it into the folder. Pretty straightforward. Just write the bytes out, and then we go to upload. So first we save, then we upload. And then after that, we can, this is the create camera preview. Again, this is from the capture session, because remember there's stop, pause. So we need to be able to take care of all of those. And this is the camera preview. So what we're doing is we're putting it on a texture, the texture view. This will probably be removed in the future once I just use the service. The buffer is needed. It allocates. Somebody asked what is a buffer. So a buffer is it's a way to allocate memory. If you don't know how big, for example, I'm creating a JPEG file, so JPEG has to be saved in memory. So what a buffer does, it's just a storage space in the memory to store things like the buffer. Because I don't know what the size is going to be. That's why I create the buffer. When you're using a programming language like Java, it's dynamically created for you. So the buffer is just a storage space, so you can use it for later. So if I go back up here, I'll show you what we did here. So here when I saved it, I saved it as bytes, and then what I did, I took that same stuff and I put it in this other function to upload it to the web server. You see, again, it's in bytes. Okay, where was I? Okay, this is the one to open the camera. So because, as I said, some phones or some devices have multiple cameras. So what I'm doing here is I'm grabbing the first camera that is found. That's why I put 0 here. So I know that most Android, at least every Android device will have at least one camera. So I'll just grab the first one. Luckily, this is usually the back camera, at least one of the back cameras. So that's what I do here. And then the camera will have many characteristics. So what I do is I will grab them, and then if I want to do things like rotate the camera or do like what do you call that light? The flash. I'll be able to get all this because not all cameras will have them. Like the more low range, low spec devices might not have it. But if you want to get over the characteristics, that's what you can do that for. And then we get the image dimensions. So unfortunately, with like my daily device here, the images are going to be very, very big. So if you remember before, I can resize them to something more manageable. And then after that, this is how we check the camera permissions. Unfortunately, I don't like the way Android does this. Is that it's every time you get you need to request those permissions again. So that's why we save them in a variable, so we don't have to do this over and over again. That's really annoying. I wish you could just request them once and that's it, but it's really annoying. So this will update the preview. This will make more sense after. You see here when we close the camera on resume. So on resume, we have to start those background threads again. So I'll explain. Great. Okay, so what happens is, for example, as I was saying, like if you have like two-factor authentication, if you log in, it will send something and it will put your app in the background. You have to resume and then pause it, and then you have to wake up again. So that's why we have all these other functions. So with that out of the way, I am going to I want to show you guys a trick. If you guys haven't seen this before, so how to use your wireless devices on Android. So if you see here, you go to pair with Wi-Fi. So, and you see it will give a QR code, or you can do a pairing code. So what you do is you go to your device, and then if you have developer settings enabled, You go to settings. I'll show this to you, don't worry. Developer options, and then I do have you'll see debugging, then there will be wireless debugging. So you enable wireless debugging, you allow, and then it should show up. I can do, oh, there's no pairing, so I'll go pair this. Sometimes it is a pain and doesn't want to work. If that doesn't work, you might have to do it again. Hopefully it does work. You can also try this pairing with code. Okay, that doesn't seem to want to work. So I'll try the other one, pair with code. So it gave me a code. It still can't find my device. So this is, there we go. So I can click pair, and then I add the code here, 513669. Click pair. Yeah, see, now it's done. I click done. I close. And you see my device came up here. So this is wireless paired. Now I'm going to debug, and you see my phone here. So I can click this. And then what should happen is it should load up my phone. I should open it up here. If it doesn't come up, you can click on Device Manager, and you see the phone is here. But that's and running devices. And you click here and you pick your phone. Oh, the app is already up. So I'll do the app first, and I'll show you the other stuff. So I'll say only this time. So as you can see, that's me right there. Hello, Indian guy. Yes, here, let me finish this up first. So there's a button here. I'm going to click the button up here. And you can see, just wait a few seconds, you should see on the screen, it should say it's recording. See that it's recording. I'm going to stop recording. And I'm going to show you something first on my phone. You see how it paired here? Wireless debugging. I'll just go back. You see under debugging there, you have USB debugging, and then you have wireless debugging. So under wireless debugging, you have two options. You can pair with the QR code or pair with the pairing code. And that's the device, as you can tell here. So I don't need that. I want back to the camera. Again, you see this, what I'm saying is ask the permission again. That's one thing I really dislike. So there you go. And I can even go outside. You guys can see where I live. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to put this down. I want to show you. I want to show you something. I will answer your questions. Don't worry. I will answer the questions. I just want to show you this. So you see, this is the PHP running. You see, it said saved JPEG, saved JPEG. That's so it was posted properly. And then, if we go here, you can see this image.jpg changed. For example, if I'll hold this up again. Whatever, clear cache. So it's optimizing. Okay, whatever. All right, let's open the app again. Only this time. And again, I'll start recording. So I'll record it outside. I'll click on that. So it's a recording. I'll wait for it to finish recording. You watch that image.jpg, it should change. You see that? It has changed. So I'll stop recording. Yeah, I'll just put it down there. Okay, you see it's changed again because it saved it too quickly. So let me answer some of your questions. There's so many questions. It says, I'm in India for now. Are you talking to the other person? How do you going to make this project more secure, sir? Okay, that's a very good question. So if I wanted to put this app, for example, on the Android Play Store or let people get it, what I will need to do is I will need to have a remote server, and I can get a I would get a certificate, like for example, Let's Encrypt is a free certificate you can use. So if I do that, then I won't need to do this stuff I did with the network security config. I don't need this at all. And I don't need this raw folder. You see this one where I don't need this. This is only for self-signed certificates, so I can run this locally. My app doesn't need to be very secure because it's only local. It's only for I want to look after the chickens, right? So this app is a local app. It's only for me. It's only going to be on my network. So it doesn't need to be secure at all. But if I wanted to, for example, put it on the Android Play Store so people can download it and do it themselves, then I would definitely need to change this part of the code. I'll show that to you. Where is it? We had the URL. Yeah, this part here. I would need to change this. Let me actually zoom out. Yeah, see this part of the code here? This is local, so I'll need to change this as well to a secure one. So like on a domain. Hope that answered the questions. Yes, I do have chickens. Yeah, that's why this app is called Chicken Webcam. It's made for chickens. So the idea for this app is I have some chickens, and in this area there are foxes and hawks. The hawks actually went and grabbed 7 of my chickens. So I want to have some type of a security camera for them, so that way if something like a fox or something comes, I'll be able to run out and chase it away or something like that. That's the reason. So I also want the chickens to be outside and roaming, do their natural thing where they go eat bugs and everything like that. But the thing is, I can't be there with them 24/7, especially during the day. I mean, for example, I'm making a live stream right now. I can't be outside. So that's the reason why it's called Chicken Webcam. But you can use this app for your own. For example, you saw I was able to just put it at the window there and look outside. You can use it as a camera for yourself. And because, this is also still recording. I should stop recording. It's also, you can also use this for example, because it's an Android device, you can maybe make sounds if something happens. And that's something I want to do in the future. What I want to do is I want to come up with an algorithm, which I already have. And then if it detects something like a fox, it will make a noise. So then that way I can run outside. Okay, that's very interesting today. So with this out, so I'm going to stop the app. The app already stopped. It's not running here. So I can simply just close this. You just go here and you close the project. And since I don't need this anymore, I'll just remove it from here as well. Remove, and I can shut down. I can shut this down. Okay, and let's finish up here. Okay, what do I do for a living? I'm a programmer. I hope you're asking me, not the other person. I'm a computer programmer, freelance computer programmer. And I'll prove that to you in a second. For example, let's finish this up. So quick reminder that I do a live stream every day. So hope you guys come back. So you just visit ojambo.com here. You go to the watch menu, live submenu. You can see the topic for this live stream. And these are topics for future live streams. So you see it's all programming related stuff. And it's all going, this is the channel it's going to be on, which you guys are watching right now. And also, if you enjoy this, you should consider supporting me. One of the things you can do is you can purchase one of my WordPress plugins. Here, you see this link here. You can also get my programming courses on ojamboshop.com. See the JavaScript, Python, PHP, and you can also get my programming books on Amazon. I have Learning JavaScript ebook and paperback, and I have Python and PHP. And you can also hire me for your app development and programming needs at ojamboservices.com. And you can also donate. See ojambo.com/donate, and I also have a donate button up here in the fixed header. Okay, so now I can concentrate on some of your questions. Okay, you guys are chatting. I feel bad because I have to stop the chat. You guys are chatting among yourselves, so I don't know. Yeah, so I feel bad. I gotta stop the chat, guys. So come on. Okay, if you guys want to continue, I'll tell you what. Why don't you guys just go to the comment section. I'll give you a few seconds to get to the comment section. Okay, so I'm gonna do a countdown. I hope you guys are ready. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's the end. See you guys later. Bye.